Okay, let's just start with the scene. You open your phone. Maybe it's 2 a.m., maybe it's 2 p.m. at your desk.
Hiding in the bathroom.
Exactly. And the screen glows. It's like this little digital confessional booth.
And you're not even scrolling on purpose, are you? Your hand just sort of moves.
It moves before your brain catches up. And you scroll past the news, past the guilt, and then you click Shop Now.
On something you absolutely, definitely do not need.
But in that 1 second, you feel like you deserve it. Powerfully.
And that feeling, that sudden, sharp sense of deserving, that's really the key, isn't it?
It is. We see this all the time, and we have a name for it. We call it retail therapy.
Right. Or emotional spending. We treat it like it's just a financial flaw.
Like something a better budget or, more willpower could fix.
But that's not the real story here.
No, not at all. And that's what we're going to unpack in this deep dive. Because this isn't a problem for a spreadsheet. It's a profound, it's a psychic symptom.
It's a modern ritual.
It's a silent ritual we use to soothe things we can't name, to heal what we can't see in ourselves.
And to just silence that constant inner chatter.
Which is exactly why we need to bring in the ghosts of psychoanalysis here.
Freud never had to deal with a TikTok haul.
No, or a midnight Amazon cart.
Yeah.
But he understood perfectly how we transform our unmet psychic needs, our deepest longings, into symbolic acts.
Right. Back then it was, hysteria, a strange dream, a slip of the tongue that revealed everything.
Exactly. But today, the theater for all that symbolism, it's the marketplace.
It's the cart full of expensive skincare.
Or the jacket that makes you feel like you finally belong somewhere. The delivery is new, but that frantic need to discharge unmanageable energy, that's ancient.
And the culture, the modern culture, has built the perfect container for it.
Okay, let's go there. Let's talk about that cultural script.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't just tolerate this, it actively programs it into us.
As a virtue, even.
It's everywhere. Invest in yourself. Upgrade your aesthetic.
Treat yourself, you've earned it.
And that language is so clever. So insidious. It sounds therapeutic, doesn't it?
It sounds like wellness. It sounds like empowerment, like buying something is an act of self-love.
But what it really does is it creates this dangerous blur between actual healing and just self-distraction.
Yeah, it confuses real self-care with momentary self-hiding.
We're basically being trained to outsource our inner work to the checkout button.
So if the advice is to invest in yourself, what are you actually buying?
Well, that's the question. You're not buying a $90 face serum.
No.
You're buying the fantasy of control, the illusion that you can dominate time, aging, the chaos of your life.
And that fantasy is everywhere, like that impulsive, expensive takeout order.
You're not just buying dinner.
No, you are staging a tiny, necessary rebellion.
A rebellion against exhaustion, against responsibility.
Or what about renewing dating app subscriptions, buying new clothes for dates?
It's an attempt to fill this gaping absence of intimacy with the illusion of availability. You're buying insurance against your own vulnerability.
And the market is just masterful at this. It senses that emotional vacuum and steps right in.
It plays the role of the caregiver.
Brands don't sell function anymore. Not really. They sell emotional resolutions. They know your pain points better than you do.
They translate your feelings directly into a command to buy something.
Feeling lonely? Here, this weighted blanket will hold you.
Feeling unseen at work? This luxury bag will prove you matter without you saying a word.
The promise is always the same, no matter the product.
This purchase will restore balance to your inner world. It's a fast-track promise of wholeness. A bribe, really.
But then comes the twist, the loop.
The more you spend to feel better,
the less you actually feel. Or worse, you just feel guilty, ashamed.
And that shame, that guilt, becomes a new wound.
A new wound that needs a quick fix.
So you buy something else to soothe the guilt of the last purchase.
It's this smooth, tragic, self-perpetuating loop. And the worst part is, it feels like freedom. It feels like you're making choices.
But you're completely trapped. And social media just pours gasoline on the fire. You're not just seeing products, you're seeing entire identities for sale.
Packaged, curated, purchasable identities.
And you're trying to build one, purchase by purchase, hoping this aesthetic, this persona, will be a good enough defense against the chaos inside.
But every treat yourself is really just a whisper, isn't it?
A plea. Please let this object make me feel real.
So that brings us to the engine room. If the loop is the result, what's driving it?
Which means we have to ask that critical Freudian question. What desire is being displaced here?
Because every click, every single compulsive click carries that whisper from the unconscious.
Something is missing. Can this this box, this service, can it fill that void?
The first thing to get is that we don't do this to get things. The object is secondary.
We do it to feel something, relief, power, a sense of belonging.
But those feelings aren't in the cotton or the plastic, they're borrowed. They're rerouted from a much deeper energy source.
Which Freud called the libido.
And we need to be clear, libido isn't just about sex.
No, it's the raw energy of life itself, the hunger for connection, for meaning, for creation.
But we live in a culture that kind of pathologizes need. Be independent, be strong, never be vulnerable. So where does all that life force go?
It doesn't just disappear. It gets transmuted, rerouted into the most acceptable channel it can find.
Which today is consumption.
So the longing for touch becomes a cashmere blanket.
The ache for recognition becomes a designer tote.
Unmet needs for comfort and stability. That's a subscription box showing up at your door. A reliable hug you bought yourself.
It's basically sublimation gone sideways.
Sublimation's supposed to be a noble defense, right? Turning raw urges into art or productive work.
But now, the easiest, most efficient channel to sublimate anxiety is just to shop. The market gives you a script for it.
You're not needy, you're curating your sanctuary.
And we take it. Because sitting with the raw, painful truth that you simply want, that feels terrifying.
And this all plays out inside your head, right at the buy now button. It's a full-blown civil war.
The id, the ego, the superego.
So first, you have the id, the primal urge.
It just screams, I need it now. This will fix the broken thing inside me.
Then the superego slams on the brakes. And today, the superego's voice it's the voice of optimization culture.
Right. It snaps back, you're weak, you're irresponsible, you're unworthy of this.
And the poor ego, our rational self, is just stuck in the middle trying to broker a truce.
So it whispers these little justifications.
It's on sale, so technically I'm saving money.
I'll return it tomorrow.
Just this one time.
And the purchase itself, it isn't the resolution. It doesn't end the war.
No, it's just a temporary ceasefire. A magnificent one, but temporary. It just quiets that exhausting internal tribunal for a moment.
But the core conflict is completely untouched.
So the second that high fades, the ego has to scramble. It has to defend the purchase it just made.
And that's where the defense mechanisms get really clever.
The big one is rationalization.
The ego has to build a logical case for a completely emotional act. Fast. Otherwise, the guilt would just flood in.
We don't say, I feel unlovable, so I bought this. That's too raw, too honest.
No, we say, it's an investment in my mental clarity. Or, I earned it, I worked late all week.
The most insidious one is claiming an expensive purchase is actually saving money because it's built to last.
We are just desperate to maintain that self-image, the image of someone rational and in control.
Then there's displaced aggression. This one is really unsettling.
Unexpressed anger has to go somewhere.
Have you ever noticed that you impulse buy something right after a passive-aggressive email from your boss?
Or a tense fight with your partner.
That's spending against the pressure.
Right. You feel powerless in your life. You can't talk back. But you can assert absolute tyrannical control over your shopping cart.
It's a tiny act of financial defiance carrying a huge emotional weight.
Which brings us to this idea of the ghost shopper.
You wake up, you're determined. Today's the day. I'm deleting the apps.
But by 8 p.m., you're somehow convincing yourself you need a third espresso machine.
And you realize
yeah,
it's not the rational budgeting you who's shopping.
No, it's the ghost, the part of you that never got to say I want without being shamed or told no.
It's the part of you that was taught to be small. And now it has a credit card and it's demanding a payout.
And this is exactly why trying to fix this with willpower is so often doomed.
Willpower is the voice of the superego, the inner critic policing the desire.
And policing doesn't heal desire, it just exiles it, pushes it deeper into the unconscious.
Where it grows teeth. It comes back as compulsion. The spending feels cyclical, mysterious, almost ritualistic.
Because it is a ritual of mourning for those unmet needs.
And this all leads to the ultimate cultural twist, the thing that keeps this whole system going.
Which is that modern culture wants you to express your feelings.
But only through channels that are approved and monetized.
Feel sad, buy this journal. Feel empty, fill that space with a mindful purchase.
The taboo isn't feeling sad. The taboo is feeling sad without monetizing it.
To just sit with longing or boredom or grief without immediately turning it into a transaction, that's almost a subversive act today.
Unprocessed feeling is seen as a glitch in the system that commerce has to patch immediately.
And that is how the system pacifies us.
Instead of asking why we're so exhausted, We buy noise-canceling headphones.
Instead of confronting real instability, we curate a peaceful home aesthetic, like a fortress against the world.
We're not healing. We're being pacified.
Mhm.
Our anxiety is being turned into productivity for the market.
So what does this all mean? I mean, where do we go from here?
The most profound irony is that the entire system, Amazon, TikTok, all of it, it depends on your unresolved psyche.
It depends on your inner civil war.
If we all actually healed, if we made peace with our contradictions, the economy built on psychic avoidance would collapse.
The system sells you the symptom and tells you it's the cure, over and over again.
And you know this, we all know this, intellectually. But here's the really unsettling part. Knowing this doesn't stop the click.
No, insight doesn't just dissolve compulsion, it just makes the compulsion more articulate.
You can analyze your childhood all day, but the unconscious doesn't speak in theory.
It speaks in repetition.
The repetition of that click.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we should stop trying to solve it and start listening to it.
Treat every receipt not as a record of financial failure, but as a telegram.
A telegram sent from your inner world, written in the only language we seem to trust anymore. Currency.
And the question changes from how do I stop to what is this purchase really trying to tell me?
What is that $120 serum trying to say? Maybe it's trying to prove some old internalized criticism wrong.
What is the constant phone upgrade about? It's the fantasy that if you can just become new enough, you can finally outrun the old shame, the old you.
You see, the real luxury here isn't the purchase.
It's allowing yourself to just want, to feel the ache of a need without immediately translating it into a transaction.
To just sit in that discomfort.
So if you stopped buying your comfort, if you
Yeah.
stopped outsourcing your own care, would you still know how to hold yourself?
And if no one else is there, what then?
Their card is still open.